Hi everybody, Simon Peacock, President of Actra Montreal, with a quick video update about the tough summer we've just been through and hopefully to give you some reasons for optimism in the fall and winter ahead. So why has it been such a tough summer? Well, strikes and lockouts basically. We've had the ongoing unethical and immoral lockout in our commercial sector on the NCA. Although frankly in Quebec we have come through that fairly well considering. We've been very fortunate that most Quebec-based producers in the commercial area have re-signed with renewed ACA agreements, so we've seen only a marginal dip in our earnings there. What has had the bigger impact here in Quebec has been the WGA strike and the SAG-AFTRA strike. The WGA strike, I'm sure you all know, has been resolved. They have ratified a new agreement, and SAG-AFTRA are back in negotiations right now, which is reason for some optimism straight away. At least if they're at the table talking, there is a possibility of some sort of resolution. Now, despite the fact the SAG-AFTRA strike and the WGA strike have had a severe impact on our work opportunities here in Montreal, there has been no US production this summer. We stand 100% in solidarity with them. Their fight is our fight. Our film and TV agreement, the IPA, expires next November, and we are looking ahead at probably the same fights that they are battling right now. The more success they have, the easier that is likely to be for us as well. So what are the main things they're fighting about? Well, this AI and the simple principle that computers should not be replacing people, and payment. It's really simple, payment. We need to be able to make a living wage working as performers. The truth of the matter is that since streaming services have started, residuals have basically evaporated. They've disappeared. We are still doing the exact same work we have always done, but we are making less money for it. We are earning less because there's no back end. And this in a time when the cost of living has skyrocketed at record rates. So it's become almost impossible for most performers to stay just in this business. And that's not right. So that is the main crux of the fight. Pay us what we deserve. The profit margins of studios have skyrocketed. It is obscene the amount of money they are making. So the fact that they claim that they cannot afford to pay performers a living wage is a nonsense. That's the fight we have ahead. Now, when SAG-AFTRA resolve this, when they ratify a new agreement, we believe there will be a flood of work into Montreal. So that's another reason to be optimistic. And in other areas, we're seeing some really positive signs. In the video game sector, we have had a doubling of the work so far this year over the entirety of last year. And dubbing is our real success story here in Montreal. In the last 5 years, we have more than 10 times the amount of dubbing work that we had previously. 10 times the increase. That's a phenomenal number, and that's because of streaming services. They don't want to subtitle things, they want them to be dubbed, because people watch with two screens now. They have their phone or their laptop open while they're watching a show. So subtitles, they can't read them. Now, we've made a pledge to our industry partners here that we will continue to provide them with new talent. That is why you've seen in emails and on our social media pages commercials for our dubbing workshops. So apply for those if you've got no dubbing experience at all. It's a great way to get into that industry. We're going to keep those going as long as we can, so if you don't get into the first one, apply again. There will be many opportunities ahead to get into those workshops. Now, some other things to talk about very quickly. We have branch council elections coming up. You'll be getting nominee statements in the not too distant future as well. So please, minimum you can do for your industry, for your union, is read those statements and vote. You are represented by members. This is a member-run union. Members make up the council, and the council decides on the direction and policy of this union. So read those statements, decide who you want to represent you, and vote. Also, happy to say, for the first time since COVID, we're going to be having our background and stunt caucuses in the next couple of months in person. And speaking of in person, and for the first time since COVID, we are going to be having our AGM, December the 11th, at the Sheraton Hotel downtown in person. That's right, for the first time since 2019, we're all going to get together again for the AGM. We're going to be telling you about the state of the union, where we are and where we are heading, and there'll also be some food and some drinks, just like the old time. So you get to mix with your fellow members, have some conversations over some libations, and have a good time whilst finding out what's going on. It's always good to be informed. So hopefully I'll see you there at the AGM, or in a set or a studio somewhere around town as production starts to boom once again. Thanks.